for the objectives of our project, so firstly, we want to inspect the application of Six Sigma in various sectors of industry, which are in manufacturing industry and the software industry. And then to discuss the acceptance of Six Sigma in companies. Next is to compare the academic research results with the reality of the companies, and then the screen out the suitable Six Sigma tools and techniques for companies. And last but not least is to discuss the further work for Six Sigma in the industries. Next. Okay, so our scope of study is we want to create and circulate the vision for smooth Six Sigma journey. And next is establish the framework for optimized interventions in the line of priority. Next scope is manage the implementation of new policies in challenging environment. And last is develop the requisite capabilities within the organization. So we want to define the definition of the Six Sigma, and next is what is the condition of Six Sigma in manufacturing, and are there any hurdles when we implement it to software companies. And the third problem is why the companies choose Six Sigma. And next is kind of tools and techniques that are used in Six Sigma. And then the last problem statement is the steps to implement the Six Sigma in the companies for process improvement. So as for introduction, so what is Six Sigma? So basically the Six Sigma is a set of management tools or techniques which are designed to improve the business or process by reducing the likelihood of the error. And the Six Sigma approach is basically a data-driven approach that uses statistical methodology in order to eliminate or to remove the defects from the process. So the basic or the fundamental methods that are used in Six Sigma is firstly is define. So in define phase or in define methods, basically the problems we define the problem that presents in an event. So in the define phase, we define the problem in order to know what are the causes for the problems that a company or an industry is faced in their process. So for example is the customer requirement or the feedback from the customer, which means basically means what are the customers or the end user needed in order we want to improve our process or products. So the second methods is measure. So in measure phase, basically we measure the process performance, and in this phase we record the activities that performed as part of the process. And next is also in measure phase or measure methods, we assess the ability of process to meet the specifications. And the third methods, which is the analyze. So in analyze, we analyze the process in order to determine the root cause of variation or the performances, or we call that as defects. So for an instance, to uncover the cause that we faced or that we had in a certain problems, is that we use the root cause analysis. And next is in analyze phase, we also can use the failure mode of effect analysis, which is known as FMEA, in order to identify the possible failure of products, services, or process. And then we also can use the multivariant chart to detect different type of variation within the process. The next method, which is improve. So in the improve phase, basically we improve the performance, the process of the performance by addressing or eliminating the root causes that we analyze in the analyze phase. And for the example, the design of experiments, which is DOE, in order to solve the problems from complex processes or systems where there are many factors influencing the outcome, where it is possible to isolate the factors or variables from another. And last but not least is the control phase in Six Sigma, or the last phase. So in this phase, or in this method, we control the improved process or future process performances, and for an instance, the quality control plan, in order to document what is needed to keep and improve process at its current level. And we also can use the statistical process control, which is known as SPC, in order to monitor the process behavior. And also we can use the Poka-yoke technique, or otherwise known as mistake proofing, in order to make errors immediately detectable. An example, a few examples of Six Sigma implementation is used by Microsoft company. So in Microsoft company, they have by using the Six Sigma methods or implementation, they have enabled the better back-end process, and as a result, better user experience they have gained, and they can improve for their customers. And it acts as a case in point for companies for looking to transition into Six Sigma practices. And the next example for Six Sigma implementation is in Motorola company. So as for Motorola company, the first they are the first to implement the Six Sigma technique. So as a trial, Motorola implement the Six Sigma in order to assess the impact on improving the product quality and streamlining the transition between services and revenue. And after the implementation of the Six Sigma, they had gained a positive result, which helps them to create a better company and wide performance of permanent incorporation. And last but not least is the Wipro. As for the Wipro company, initially their customer services was less than satisfactory, but since the implementation of the Six Sigma, it helps the company to neutralize the threats, and it helps them also to create a better experience for their clients.
Now, I'm going to explain about analysis case study for application of Six Sigma for process improvement in manufacturing industry. This analysis was done by reviewing the case study that I searched from the internet that related to the chosen topic for this project. This case study was done by a group of researchers from University Technology Petronas and University Science Malaysia. In this case study, we want to study the application of Six Sigma to reduce machine downtime for process improvement. In this case study, we use a data of machine downtime, and they applied the Six Sigma by using DMAIC methodology. Several tools and techniques such as cyborg diagram, process flowchart, histogram, Pareto chart, and etc. were used for process improvement. Six Sigma was implemented in several sectors with purpose to improve the sector production. In this slide, it shows that there are 5 sectors in industries which implement the Six Sigma, such as manufacturing, financial, healthcare, engineering and construction, and also R&D sector. All of these sectors have a main purpose, which is they want to improve their quality and also their process improvement. So for this case study, it's showing the result, which the process and applying Six Sigma for the research according the MAIC method. First, in define phase. In this phase, we need to define the problem and we have to know the clear understanding of the research. So in this case study, the problem is to reduce total machine downtime so that the company will be in better position to meet the market demand and increase daily production. They use cyborg diagram and flowchart to develop a clear understanding of the research. The second phase, which is measure phase. In measure phase, we need to measure the data collected by using SPC tools such as histogram, descriptive analysis, multiple bar chart, Pareto analysis, and pie chart. And the third phase, which is analyze phase. In this phase, we need to analyze the critical problems and the possible causes of downtime machine. So in this case study, they use one-way ANOVA and also use cause and effect diagram to find out all the possible causes of downtime. Next, in improved phase, which is we need to carry out several activities to improve the process. So in this case study, they carry out some activities such as potential techniques for improvement, improved data collection method, work instruction, control planning, and etc. So in the last phase, they use control phase, which is They use control chart such as X-bar chart and R-chart to show that the process is statistical control. They also conduct the corrective and preventive maintenance by using preventive maintenance schedules. So this is the impact of applying Six Sigma in this case study, which they found a critical problem that caused the machine downtime. They also do some improvement to some activities in order to improve the quality production, and also they got to reduce the cost, reduce overtime, and reduce the percentage of scrap and rework product. Based on this project, it gives me some knowledge on how Six Sigma was applied in several sectors of industries. It also exposed me on how Six Sigma was used in real working environment. All the tools and techniques that I already learned in this subject were used in industry to improve or control their quality production. However, the method on applying Six Sigma is not same for all industries. As example, in this case study, in manufacturing industry, they use DMAIC method, while for software industry, they need to modify the Six Sigma approach. This will be explained by my friend in the next slide. There are not many difficulties that I faced when doing this project because the teamwork that's shown by my group members are really excellent, which we are together to find all the resources and reference to make sure that we can conduct this project together easily. We also do some meetings to discuss about this project.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Ikhwarizmi Hakim. Okay, I'm gonna to present about software companies. Okay, firstly, I'm going to present the different views to apply Six Sigma in the software companies. There are three views. First, we go through the binder's view, which claim that Six Sigma is not applicable in software company based on three difficulties. First, processes. Second, characteristics. Third, uniqueness. Okay, next, two misconceptions debunked by Tenter. Tenter stated that Six Sigma has no relevance in software, but the truth is the tools and technique of Six Sigma help software companies by ensuring the three rights are in place. First, the right people are involved. Next, the right problem is solved. Then, lastly, the right method is employed. Tenter also states that Six Sigma is applied in the whole company, but there are benefits of adapting Six Sigma tools and incorporating the processes into software development. Okay. The last view is the cost misunderstanding. There are misconceptions that designing a system to Six Sigma is very expensive, as the Six Sigma focuses on the quality from the beginning of a project, so it has minimal cost to improve quality. Next, we will go through the tools and technique used in Six Sigma for process improvement in software companies. There is no specific tools or techniques for one specific phase in Six Sigma. Usually, we use 7 QC tools, which are cost effect diagram, Pareto diagram, flowchart, histogram, check sheet, control chart, and scatter plot. Not to forget, special tools from successful Six Sigma cases, which include brainstorming, affinity diagramming, seaport diagram, MSA, VOC method, and Kano analysis. Next, we will go through the reasons for choosing Six Sigma approach in software company. There are 4 reasons. First, legal responsibility. Next, mission critical system. Next, complex systems. And lastly, software companies. There are 2 steps to apply Six Sigma approach in software company. Firstly, environment established. In environment established, we can establish Six Sigma education system in the company. Then, we also can establish some necessary standards or rules to keep continuous improvement. The next step is enhanced methodology, which we will choose the DMAIC as the main model for organizing the Six Sigma project. Further work for Six Sigma in software company. There are 4 further work in for Six Sigma. Firstly, we can compare Six Sigma with other quality techniques. For instance, CMMI and ISO 9000. Secondly, we can blend Six Sigma with the CMMI. As we, CMMI and Six Sigma can be blended together, but we do not know how. That's Six Sigma for small size companies. As we know, the Six Sigma approach can well adopted by large and medium sized companies. Like how Six Sigma can be applicable in small size company. And lastly, the Lean Six Sigma. Lean Six Sigma is an improvement methodology. The focus of Lean is on speed, but the focus of Six Sigma is on quality. It will be nice to combine it together. That's all from me. Thank you.
For the discussion, we make a comparison between the manufacturing and software application in Six Sigma. Manufacturing using a DMAC, which is define, measure, analyze, improve, and control method, while the software, it needs to modify the Six Sigma approach. Other than that, the manufacturing have a physical component while the software have a logical component. Manufacturing follow a physical law, which is Newton's law, for an example, and software did not follow the physical law. Manufacturing have a physical properties such as color and the mass of the product, but the software did not have a physical properties. Due to the same product that produced, manufacturing is easy to establish, while the software is hard to establish because of the unique characteristic that produce. Manufacturing is also easily to measure by its length and the shape, but the software cannot be simply measured. But both of these, manufacturing and software application, have the similarities, which is it reduces the defects among the product that produced. Other than that, it improves quality of the product. It also improves the current process that usually used, and the most important is increase the customer satisfaction, and it also enhance the market share. From this part of the project, I understand that the application of the Six Sigma in manufacturing and software did not seem. It have a lot of differences in their progress, but it will gain the same output. However, both manufacturing and software need the skillful worker to complete the task which is produce the best product. In completing this project, I gained the knowledge of application of Six Sigma in manufacturing and software. Other than that, the Six Sigma have a lot of examples, so we need to carefully choose the correct study case based on our topic. And thanks for all my group members that helped me in understand and completing my task and also this project. Thank you.
So as for conclusion, the application of Six Sigma in manufacturing and software industries were inspected from the both case study, and the implication of the Six Sigma in the companies which are the manufacturing and the software industry were discussed in the discussion, as well as the comparison of the application of Six Sigma in the both case study were also discussed. So as for manufacturing, in the case study they were using the define, measure, analyze, improve and control method, which is DMIC. But however, in the software companies, the study shows that there is no specific tools or techniques used in specific phase, so they had to, or they need to modify the Six Sigma approach. And in manufacturing companies, the study show that they are easy to establish and easy to measure the data from the manufacturing companies. But however, in the software companies, they are hard to establish, and it is cannot be simply measured. And as for my personal experience, I personally think that the study in Six Sigma approach really do benefit the manufacturers or the person who want to improve or to enhance their process or products in order to achieve better results. And I think in Six Sigma approach, they can also find or analyze or identify uh, the problems, the root cause for their prototype or process, in order to help them to eliminate the identified problems effectively. So I think that's all for me. Thank you.